さあ、始めましょう。
You decide you wanted to play Melty, and you think Sea Whiteland is pretty neat, but you're unsure about how to go about playing her, or her best options even are. As a Sea Whiteland player myself, I decided to make this guide to help new players get an idea of how to play her and the tools they need to succeed. With that being said, let's get started. Sea Whiteland is one of the many set play zoner characters that Actress Again has to offer, who excels at keeping the opponent on their toes with a bag of tricks and frustrating them into making bad decisions she can easily capitalize on. This is thanks to her capacity to play lame, her amazing defensive options, powerful Okizeme, and her assortment of ways to mix the opponent up. However, if she's unable to dictate the pace of the match, she tends to fall apart due to her slow movement and poor approach options, which is not complemented at all by her overall low damage, especially without meter. But if you like playing a patient game that revolves around conditioning and staying unpredictable, then Sea Whiteland is the character for you. Pretty standard A normals. 5A comes out on frame 4, it's +1 on block, and you can hit crouchers, so it's a pretty good staggered tool. While 2A is 1 frame slower, 0 on block, but it hits slow and has a longer horizontal reach, mostly used as a bar rate, and can be a good combo starter. While it has the longest horizontal range out of all of her air normals, its hurt box limits its utility and makes it only really useful as a quick air-to-air. It's a solid enough poke. Catch jump is decently well, but the reward isn't that good at longer ranges. Charge version wallisms, and it's mostly using pressure to catch bad catches. Okay, this normal is notorious and for all the wrong reasons. It seems like a pretty decent poke on paper, being long range, disjointed, and gets you a pretty decent reward hit, but an execution? Yeah. Whether or not the second hit actually connects or not, it's super finicky and inconsistent, so sometimes you'll hit someone with it, and you'll get jack shit. You'll still be using it a lot since it is a pretty vital tool in combo theory, and it's still a pretty decent counter poke, but just be careful when you throw it out. Mostly used as combo filler, but can also be used as a niche anti-air. Charge version moves her forward significantly, so it can be used to help her stay in during pressure. An amazing normal. It's super active, which makes it a great counter poke and a great air-to-air. Charge version is a bit slower, but it shrinks her hurt box and makes it more active. Solid normal all around. Very important combo filler and can be used as a niche anti-air. Charge version moves her forward significantly, so it can be used to help her stay in pressure, but it's also really good for catching people trying to jump out of pressure. Grenade disjointed sweep, mostly used as a combo filler, but can also be used as an ender since it gives a strong knockdown. Charge version moves her forward a lot and is safe from block, so it's nice in pressure. Pretty much useless. She has more warding options she can go to, and yeah, it's an overhead if you whiff 2C, but it's super reactable and armor wielding. Pretty decent overhead, reactable, but has really good range, and can be LT'd into a full combo. Good move to throw out to test your opponent's reaction, but you shouldn't throw it out all the time. Has a nice hitbox that hits slightly above her. Can be used in air-to-air, but mostly as combo filler. Her main jump, it does the job well and is nice in pressure, but her hurt box extends below the hitbox, allowing some moves to beat it cleanly. The basketballs. A character-defining move and easily her best normals. JC throws out a ball that falls in front of her and allows you to throw 2 more, while J2C throws a ball that goes a downward trajectory but is unactionable until she lands. Both versions change Whiteland's jump trajectory, with JC drifting in the direction she jumped, while J2C holds her momentum and bounces her back. Very versatile. Can be used to control space, to cover yourself while you reposition, and even as a set play tool. Only downsides are sluggish startup and recovery. Whiteland's ground throw doesn't leave much of its screen, not even a hard knockdown, but allows for a combo in the corner. Mid-range ground icicle poke. Use disjoint, not the greatest of poke in neutral, but can be used as a counter poke and a call-out tool. Can also be used as a block string ender at further ranges since it's safe at most spacings. The charge version hits when the icicle shatters, Whiteland's main set play tool. Can also be used as a niche lockdown tool since it's super active but doesn't go away when she's hit. One of her best specials and a great tool in neutral, since the icicle up diagonally, air unblockable, shrinks her hurt box, and is overall very reliable anti-air. Can also be used as a great tool to call people out trying to jump out of pressure. Charge version acts very similar to 236A, a nice lockdown tool to cover the air. A great tool to protect your landing. A version covers space below you, while B version covers space above you. C Whiteland's meterless reversal and a contender for best DP in the game. Quick startup, air unblockable, grants a combo and counter hit, though it's a 1-frame link if the opponent was grounded. On top of that, you can also spend meter to EX cancel on a whiff or block to make it safe. However, it can still be punished by a few characters. Silver 214A, what goes much further, is an invincible. It can special cancel into either J236X or J214X on hit or whiff. Can be used as a repositioning tool, a call-off tool, and in pressure, but in general is super risky, so don't throw it out that often. Whiteland dives diagonally to the ground. Solely a movement tool, but does the job well. Can be used to reposition, a niche mix-up option, and to escape the corner. Charge version a bit slower, but passive through opponents. Mostly uses combo filler for damage to close off rounds. Can also be used as a repositioning tool since the icicle she leaps off of has a hitbox to cover you. Whiteland spins forward and does a low kick. Hits low and gives a hard knockdown. The glue that holds her combo structure together since it can be cancelled into anything except itself on hit and is also your main combo ender. It can be used as a frame trap but is unsafe if spaced poorly. Charge version delays the kick and can be special cancelled on block. Overhead version is 623A. Super reactive and loses to mashing but plus on block and leads to a full combo if it works. Charge version is a feint which lets you go for a throw or 2A, but also loses to mashing if the opponent reacts. An integral move to see Whiteland's gameplay. She tosses out a chunk of ice into the ground which lasts for around 2 seconds before disappearing. Doesn't go away when hit, and you can change the trajectory depending on what direction you hold. Holding 4 places in front of her, holding nothing places it just before half screen, and holding 6 places around 3/4 of the screen. A version throws out 1, B version is slower, both throws out 2. Extremely versatile. Can be used in neutral to lock down space, and in offense as a set play tool. Command teleports used for mind games. A version has a teleport a short distance forward and can cross up. B version feints 214A. C version feints 623X and can also cross up. And D version has a turn to her cat form. All are super commando and can be punished by mashing, so only use this if you already conditioned your opponent. Whiteland's Grounded Dash, a teleport dash with invincibility on startup, similar use to 22X. 6X has more mind games but is committal and loses to mashing. 4-4 can be used to call out someone who thinks you're going for 6-6. Command Grab. One of the longer range command grabs and gets a hard knockdown, then you can go for some pretty dirty mix-ups. B version has Whiteland run before doing it, but since her grounded dash is a teleport dash, it pretty much gives away what you're trying to do, so it's pretty much useless. Where you're going to be spending 90% of your meter on. Very important combo tool since it gives you your best Oki while also giving you meaningful damage. Can also be used as an anti-air. You're mostly going to be using this to make yourself safe if 214A gets baited. But, just like 236A and B, you can use it to protect your landing. Honestly, a really shitty EX move. Technically a reversal, but it gets beaten by 5As and 2As clean. The only real use is against characters with moves that linger if the player gets hit, like Nero. Exclusively uses combo filler, can cancel into anything on hit. It is pretty much useless. It's not a bad EX move in a vacuum, but it's outclassed by other options. You'll be spending a lot of meter on this too. An amazing call out with punish. It's smothered in invincibility and has a lot of range. However, it does have a blind spot directly in front of it, and if the opponent hasn't committed to an option, they can instant air dash to punish it on reaction. EX Command Grab. Can combo into an B&B afterwards, but you need an extra bar if you want to get any meaningful damage in O-Key. Not worth the meter most of the time. White Lane shares an arc drive with Lin, being a slow-moving orb that can take the opponent to the corner and block their hit. You can use it to enforce a mix-up, so it does have some use for it. Also has strike invincibility, but you can be thrown out of it. Pretty whatever, another arc drive. Yeah, it's invincible, yeah, it goes full screen, but it's not worth going for like 9 times out of 10. It's a pretty generic gotcha last arc. Yeah, it can hit from anywhere, but other than that... You know, why the fuck are you even trying to use this seriously, man? It's literally just for style points. You know what? Get the fuck out of here. White Lane's air throw is really good. Gives a hard knockdown on his action in the air afterwards. It doesn't lead to much mid-screen, but in the corner it gives you multiple options for pressure. You can choose to land in meaty, which beats reversals, but limits your options for mix. Your other option is to air dash forward and go for a strike throw, so either going for J2C and either going for JB and continuing the pressure, or canceling it at J214A and either going for a 2A or throw. Or you can go for a J8 that lifts above your opponent, letting you go for a grab. However, both of these options lose to reversals. Pretty straightforward things you can do with this ender, so you can cancel this into any other attack. You can use it to set up a 236A or 421A or B, or even go for teleport line games. From there are several branching options you can take, including going for stagger pressure, high-low, a strike throw, teleport shenanigans, even instant air dash pressure. The best option depends on your opponent's habits. With 2C, you can get the things you can with 623A, but since you can also jump cancel it on hit, you can also throw it a JC basketball. The command grab can either go for a 236A or 421A setup. With 421A, you can even do a loopable command grab setup. But the timing on this is super tricky, so I wouldn't recommend immediately going for this in a real match. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you have a basic idea of what White Lane is capable now. If you like this, consider liking and subscribing. Depending on how well this video does and how well it's received, I might do more guides in the future. But with that being said, enjoy the rest of your day or night, and take it easy.